Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. It was another slow burn week on General Hospital, though Friday's episode and the preview for Monday set up the return of Jason. And while Jason has his fans and his non-fans, his return will for sure shake everything up, and that is a good thing because a lot of these stories need it. Sonny and Nina's conversation, in which he said he could forgive her, but wouldn't forget what she did, really made it sound like this is the end of them, at least for now. Last week, I noted the heavy hinting that something could happen between Sonny and Ava, and Friday's episode continued that trend. Ava's insistence she be a part of his plan to lure out the shooter, and Sonny noting to both Selena and Spinelli that they could trust and talk in front of Ava, was telling. He's brought her into his very small circle of trust. I still would rather see them remain friends, but this is a soap, and the writing seems to be on the wall that sex is going to happen. But with Jason on the way back, how will that impact Sonny and Ava? Jason does not like Ava. But if Jason is the enemy now, it could further push Sonny and Ava together. Nina isn't the only one Sonny's not ready to make nice with, as he made it clear he still feels betrayed by Carly. And I hope he keeps the nickname Judas for Michael for a while because it tickles me. When he finds out Michael asked Joss to bring Dex back, he's going to be doubly pissed. However, it's so obvious Dex will likely arrive in the nick of time to save Sonny from another attempt on his life. And it's no coincidence that Sonny and Selena have a plot to lure the shooter out, just as Jason and Dex are both headed back to town. Monday's preview showed Dan holding a gun on someone and in shock at who it was. It seems like it's Jason, but could it be Dex? And how will Jason's return impact Joss and Dex's relationship, and Dex's future in Sonny's organization, if he has one? Then there's Carly and Drew. Will Jason be the end of them? Most viewers expect Carly to drop Drew for Jason, though I've said it could set up a classic soap triangle involving two brothers. Carly and Drew's latest Nina issue lasted all of 5 seconds, and it sure sounds like Carly is contemplating going back to Crimson, given she told Drew she may have said some things at the office she didn't mean. One of the lines I couldn't believe was Carly telling Drew, during her whole "I need to put Nina behind me" speech, was that while she got pleasure from taking Crimson from Nina, she also took the job to make it a better magazine. When you have no experience and were learning on the job. When you vocalized to Drew you didn't think you could do this and were initially supposed to be a placeholder until he found someone better. The writing regarding the motives for taking over Crimson has been a mess, and I look forward to what the new head writers have planned. Their scripts begin airing next week, and just keeping Carly and Nina in their separate corners for a while would be the best gift they could give us. Drew was at least presenting himself as trying to move forward for Carly's sake, but neither of them could keep Nina out of their mouths for an entire episode. Carly brought her up in a jab to Drew, saying she could hear Nina on his mind, and Drew jumped on the chance to spill the tea when Alexis questioned him about Nina's firing. Once again, I was rolling my eyes when Drew told Alexis that Nina manipulated federal laws to her advantage to get revenge. She couldn't have done that if you didn't break the law, buddy. On the other hand, if Nina goes through with her gossip column plan, I expect Drew to immediately snap and go into revenge mode once again, making it easier for Carly to run back to Jason. I'm still sticking to my guns. Something is going to happen to Nina, something life-threatening, that not only will bring Willow and Sonny to her hospital bedside but could serve to be her Bobby moment and realize all this petty fighting isn't worth it. Again, please new head writers, save us viewers from this. As much as I ship Chase and Brooklyn, their wedding drama with their families hasn't been my favorite storyline lately. So color me surprised when the prenup drama, along with Leela's wedding dress, turned out to be among my favorite scenes of the week. Sure, we knew from the moment Brooklyn didn't like any of the dresses and began gushing about Leela's that she was going to end up with it. Still, the flashbacks of Leela and Lois, Tracy opening up about how she misses her mother every day, and saying the dress wasn't for me to wear, but to share, were all great scenes. Also, Brooklyn and Chase discussing the prenup, and for once Brooklyn being the more positive one about their future, was a great bit of dialogue. What we have is real, messy, but real, summed them up perfectly. These two have had enough challenges thrown their way. So with Gregory's illness and the ongoing drama at Deception, they don't need any more personal drama between them. I can't wait to see what Brooklyn looks like in Leela's dress. Tracy gave her permission to alter it in any way she wanted. So will it look a bit different than when Lois wore it before her? Back then was a big dress and big hair period. We'll have to wait to find out what she looks like in it. And by the way, where the heck are Ned and Olivia? Why aren't they involved in any of this wedding planning and drama? Many viewers have been reluctant about the storyline involving Blaze keeping her family in the dark about her sexuality in this day and age, but it's more common than people know. In this instance, it was her family and mother's deeply conservative and Catholic beliefs that were the issues, and Blaze was afraid her family would shun her. It still happens not just here in the US, but even more so in other countries and cultures. I thought the scenes between her and her mother were well written and acted. Based on Blaze telling Christina every time she tried to talk to her mother about her sexuality that she buried her head in the sand, it seemed like Natalie knew, or at least suspected, the truth. Finding Christina in the bed, and Blaze calling her girlfriend, made it so Natalia couldn't keep living in denial, as there was spelled out for her. It's real now for Natalia. A bit of the dialogue between Christina and Blaze was also telling and important. Blaze noted that her mom had gay friends and colleagues and had no problem with them, but Christina pointed out they aren't her daughter. That right there is the key point and the main issue Natalia has to face and overcome. Christina bringing Blaze to Scout's birthday party and formally introducing her to her family as her girlfriend was a fun scene, especially seeing the different reactions on people's faces. Danny and Jake both going gaga over her was hilarious. John, not Jagger Cates, showing up to work out at Sonny's gym was ridiculous. He hates the guy, so why frequent his establishment? Is there no Planet Fitness in Port Charles? Doesn't the Metro Court have a gym for guests? Just as Spinelli and Maxie found their way back together, they seemed to be over when the burst pipe ruse came out. At first, I thought Maxie was overreacting, but then I listened to her reasoning and understood. Peter and Austin both lied to her under the guise of helping her. Though honestly, to compare Spinelli's deception to Peter's is a stretch. However, Maxie's feeling that Spinelli hadn't seen she had grown up, and she wasn't the same Maxie in need of rescuing, was a valid point. But the biggest issue is Maxie's fears, which came out when she talked to her mother about what happened. She's afraid she and Spinelli won't be able to be friends if their second try at love is a bust. That makes a lot of sense, and this conversation was honest, real, and emotional. I love these two actresses were given such great material to work with. Also, just like Brooke Lynn and Chase, with the deception drama and Jason's return, they have enough drama outside their relationship that they don't need any within. So not only is Danny drinking, but now he's vaping. The bigger issue is, does anyone care? This storyline has come just in time for Jason's return, which makes it a bit grown-worthy. But if Jason isn't the same Jason, it could send Danny down a darker path perhaps. Send him looking to Uncle Drew over his father for fatherly advice. Last week Sam at least mentioned Rocco. But on Friday, she showed up at Scout's party with Danny and Jake, but no Rocco. She told Carly that Danta couldn't get off work, but may stop by later. Where is Rocco? Who is watching that kid?